Hello, YouTube. It's part two about how to shape up the Bulls. I wrote down the star lineup about Kobe and Ryan. That's be our two starting point guards. Zach LaVine, Adam, and Max. That be our shooting guards. Now we don't have no small forwards, but I know we could get Stanley Johnson and Derek Jr. on all on basically for little to nothing. I think we could get them. I put Stanley Johnson because he's a nice 3-and-D dude. And then we got Derrick Jones Jr. coming off the bench. And I think that'd be a solid rotation come off the bench right there. Besides we got that, you know, for the Bulls, then we got Laurie Marketing, and that's a nice build for Laurie Marketing. Then you got Thaddeus Young, and then you got William Carter Jr. And I know the New Orleans Pelicans, but they got definitely when they got Jackson Hayes, and they got Derek Favors. And they got Derek Favors over there. I think Jahlil Okafor be a good place for the center, you know. And then we got two rookies. I'm really looking at three rookies right now. James Wiseman, I doubt we're gonna get him. Um, LaMelo Ball, I doubt we're gonna get him. But and the Israel dude, I think that if we get a draft pick before the Mavericks, because if we get the Israel dude before the Mavericks get a hold of him, I think he'll be a good small four over Stanley Johnson. I think he would play good on the starting lineup, and we would put Stanley Johnson on the bench. That would make the full roster, because the roster I just named is 11. With two rookies, that make 13. And then if we get the Israel dude, then we get another power forward, and a power forward that could play center. We get and then we get a backup point guard. We get a roster of 15. Third string point guard, third string shooting guard, third string small forward, which will be Derrick Jones Jr. And the third string power forward, which is going to be Thaddeus Young, and third string center, which is going to be Jahlil, because we're going to put Will Carter Jr. as on the bench if we get James Wiseman. And then that's to keep it 100. This is part two. But if we can get that, and we could shoot for free agency for like Josh Jackson, so I think we could we could afford with all them people, definitely with Otto Porter Jr. walking away. Otto Porter Jr. when he get away from us, I think that's a nice chunk on our salary. We could get on that deal alone. We could get Stanley Johnson, Derrick Jones Jr. and Josh Jackson. We could put Josh Jackson at the star small forward, and then Brandon Ingram, we're not gonna get them. A mega hope to get Brandon Ingram with Jack LaVine and Kobe White and Laurie Marketing and Wendell Carter Jr. America hope, but we could hope, but I can hope all I want, but I ain't gonna get him. Or we could do a trade of Thaddeus Young. I don't know for who, but we could get signed Juan Hernandez from Minnesota. Juan Hernandez is not getting idolized. Or we could get Christian Wood, but I doubt we get Christian Wood with Detroit, because they just trade Drummond, and that's gonna be kind of hard to get. They're gonna resign him. You know what I'm saying? It might be easy to get Juan. That's why I put Juan on top of Wood, because I would like to get Woods. He playing better. I mean, I ain't heard of him until now, but he playing a little bit better since they traded Drummond. Man, he just scored 29 points. You know what I'm saying? He's still raw on rebounds, raw on blocks. He really can't do all that, but for a power forward, he did snap for 29 points, and I think he drive on the Bulls, because the Bulls don't got shit. They don't got nobody else. And then Jahlil Okafor, that's a shoe in. He's from Chicago, and he ain't one of the greats from Chicago, but he's from Chicago, and you don't have to pay him as much because he ain't did nothing. I don't. If I was GM, I don't pay off potential. Trust me, Jeff Green was getting paid off potential for the whole, for the whole thing. He was getting paid off potential. He ain't did nothing. He been an average player. He been a Stanley Johnson. But I know we could get Stanley Johnson. I know we could get Josh Jackson. I know we could get Derrick Jones Jr. But I want the dude from Israel, because the boy could play. That Zach LaVine, I don't even know the boy name. I got it written down. Demi from Israel. We got Kobe White. Kobe White is man. I'm telling you, man, keep him. Ryan. If we could trade Ryan, Adams, Max, and Thaddeus Young, because we need to start fresh. I mean, we don't have to start all the way fresh, but we need to start over. We really do. And because we just maintain it right now, and then we've been maintaining it ever since that Derrick Rose left. We traded Derrick Rose for nothing. Then after that, we traded Jimmy Butler for nothing. We traded Jimmy Butler for Chris Dunn, Laurie Marketing. Draft pick became Laurie Marketing. We lucked out on that, and Zach LaVine. But the Bulls, that's like an average team. It's not even a playoff. It's just mid. It's not gonna get a good rookie. So and then the Bulls. I don't know what's wrong with John Passon, whatever that boy name is, and he don't shoot for no free agent. He like all the free agents we had last year, we had Thaddeus Young. Y'all don't hear me. After all the free agents we had last year, we get Thaddeus Young. For what? I don't know. And then we right now in this roster we guard heavy. Like I put on my thoughts on the Bulls. We guard heavy. We way too guard heavy. And we guard heavy and center heavy, but we not forward heavy. We lacking on forward. That's why I say I'm happy Stanley Johnson, Derrick Jones Jr. It's a start. That's a foundation. I think we can make it to the AC with this lineup. You know what I'm saying? All they gotta do, Max and Adam gotta be a 3-and-D dude, just a little punch off the bench. We have a lead, they maintain that lead. And to Zach, Kobe, Josh Jackson, and Laurie Markin and Wendell Carter Jr. come back, and then they take their rest. But all they have to do is maintain leads, and then we don't have no bench. Our bench suck. I mean, we take Zach LaVine out this year, 2020. We take him out. We don't got nobody else. We take Kobe White. We don't got nobody else. Larkin, he I don't know what the strategy. We need to fire the GM on down. We need to fire all of them. The coach, John Pass, we need to fire all of them. And to me, I personally believe if I was owner of the Bulls, I would get Isaiah Thomas. Even though he played for Detroit, I understand that. But I would get Isaiah Thomas for my GM. Because for a man that draft Tracy McGrady, Damon Stoudemire, and Vince Carter, he got an alpha talent. You know what I'm saying? Tracy McGrady was from high school. But he was a hit or miss. Vince Carter, he was doing the dunks. He was doing the high school in the NBA, so he was like compared to the Jordan. But you drafted 2 Hall of Famers in the Rookie of the Year, so it's kind of hard to not get. And then he's from Chicago. I would get for my GM. I get Isaiah Thomas because he's from Chicago, and obviously he care about Chicago. Even though he played for Detroit, but that's good for him to be for a GM, because Jim Pastor suck ass. But I would get Isaiah Thomas is for my GM. For my coach, I get somebody like I would get that Isaiah Thomas draft the coach because he can't coach. Isaiah Thomas, no, you don't coach. You get a coach and let them form players. You get the talent and get a coach. I get somebody like Mark Jackson or Avery Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I get somebody like them because Mark Jackson know how to build a team, and Mark Jackson know how. And they fired him, but he's not proven that he could win. I think he could win. I know Avery Johnson took the Mavericks to the finals the first time. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll get somebody like Chicago, Nick Anderson or something like that, or Tim Hardaway, some New York love. You know what I'm saying? I just said New York. I was thinking about New York. I don't know why Kenny Smith popped on my mind. Because I said Mark Jackson too. But I would get some Chicago love, somebody that loved the city. Because it's always everybody. Jim Passion only doing it for a paycheck. He's still thinking in the glory days of Michael Jordan. That shit long gone. Derrick Rose, that legacy long gone. That's about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's old with 12 actually when you think about it. So it's like that'd be my GM. This is part 2. I might think about making a part 3, but I'm really kind of done with the Bulls. Tomorrow we can get my thoughts about the Atlanta Hawks. I'm finna read y'all the roster, and I'm doing the Hawks tomorrow. I'm finna read y'all the roster, and then what people I would, if I was the GM of the Hawks, I would drop. You know what I'm saying? The free agencies I would get, and the rookies I would get for the Hawks. I'm gonna do every day. I'm gonna do a different team until I run out of teams, and then we got the summertime. I'll think of something else. Then I'll do the same thing next year. Love you guys. Bye.